So here we are, 12 episodes in, we're a full 10 seasons into the game and we have won 2 out of the 7 trophies that we need. Which actually isn't terrible now I say it, but I would like to maybe win another one soon. So let's start today with the World Cup. Oh, right, and who are we managing? An Italian side prone to choking at the first opportunity? Outstanding stuff. But seriously, it's our 3rd World Cup of the save and the first where we are realistic contenders. The Italian FA want a semi-final at least, so let's go. Now I am sticking with the squad that more or less got us here, which may be an issue as a lot of them are 30 plus now, even Sandro Tonali is 30 now, which seems quite ridiculous, but they are still holding up physically, so I'm backing the experience. A last hurrah, like 2006 maybe. I'm looking forward to this backfiring terribly. The only real selection dilemma was whether to bring Riccardo Orsolini as right wing backup, as he barely plays any club football, yet he is still basically the best option attributes wise, so we've brought him along. Otherwise, it's the familiar names, although Dennis Cantarutti has made the right back spot his own over David Calabria. Our group is relatively straightforward, with Mali up first and then Canada. Now obviously I don't want to underestimate them, but I do feel we would benefit from resting the main 11 as much as possible, so I'm going to go with the second string plus Donnarumma for the Mali game. It's a risk, but hopefully it helps us going forwards. We start well, winning the ball back in midfield as Esposito finds Eddie Salcido for a fantastic finish. And then some good work down the right from David Calabria allows Esposito to score one himself. In the second half, another deadly cross from Calabria is turned in by the Malian defence. Orsolini gets tired, and to preserve the fitness of the squad I chuck backup keeper Manuel Gasparini on the right wing and he nearly goes and scores. Allison, eat your heart out. But then Lorenzo Parola does score, heading in a corner for 4 and a complete display. Certainly impressive from these boys. We'll use the main 11 for Canada though, who still have Alphonso Davies, but not Jonathan David anymore, who despite looking absolutely incredible still has decided to retire from international football with just the 102 goals in 100 games. Probably for the best that he isn't here then. 4 minutes in, we get a corner which Bastoni dispatches expertly to give us a vital early lead. And then right before the break we get a penalty, but former Chelsea youth player Nathan Baxter saves it, hopefully not a sign of things to come. But early in the second half, great work from Zaniolo finds Leandro Brucia for his first of the tournament. And then with seconds to go, Salah plays a good ball in from the left, which ends with Brucia sweeping in his second. Job done. Group 1. We get Cameroon in the second round. Australia and Scotland amongst the most notable departures from the group stage. Now I know we're in Spain for this World Cup, but I didn't realise we'd become peak 2008 Spain. Some absolutely disgusting football on display from us against Cameroon, especially for Orlandini's opener. Just glorious. Zaniolo scores a lovely second as well, not long after, and we've made it 3 by half time. And that was a really extremely professional performance. This is going too well, isn't it? Our 3rd round opponents are Serbia, which I'm slightly wary of as they did beat us in the Nations League last time out. There's a big shock in the second round as well though, as France are eliminated by Argentina, a huge help to our title ambitions. And some more big names will have to go from the 3rd round too. Now I don't know how accurate this screen is, but if it all goes to plan it implies we'll potentially have Brazil or Argentina in the semi-finals, but most importantly we would avoid England. The hosts take out Portugal and then we are up. This definitely feels like a potential slip up, and I was right to be worried. It's one of those games. Tense, nothing happens, we dominate possession and chances, but Serbia hold firm. Extra time. We press forward, mindful of the counter, but it's looking like penalties. But then Cantaretti has a bit of luck on the right and plays a great ball in for Salcido to head delightfully in. We win. A vital win. The stuff of champions maybe. We get Colombia in the quarterfinals as they beat Senegal. Our old charges Norway through as well against Denmark. And then another shock as Croatia knock out England. Argentina progress over the USA while an ominous looking Brazil take out Ghana and Uruguay beat Greece. If we can beat Colombia, it'll be Brazil or Argentina in the semis. But let's actually do that first. Either we can. Orlandini and Salah are both suspended, which is far from ideal. I was debating whether to drop a high line back for this, and evidently I should have because 5 minutes in they play a simple ball over the top and Harold Jimenez scores. Great, can we see a bit more life from the team please? No, not from them. Buone waltzes through to make it 2, chipping the alleged world's best goalkeeper in the process. Clearly I should have made some changes after the Serbia game and drag off Barea for Venturelli, but then we do nothing for the rest of the game. In the 84th minute, Cardenas makes it 3-0. It's an embarrassment. Esposito does get one back, but it's far too little, far too late. I mean, look at the ratings here, it's worse than a stock market crash. Salah and Orlandini were obviously huge misses for sure, but it's a disgrace across the board. France and England both out. This was very much there for the taking, and we've choked harder than ever before. Well, I said it would end well, didn't I? The most annoying aspect of this is that we were actually playing really well. Norway beat the hosts Spain, and it's another semi-final for them. Should have just stayed there, really. Uruguay beat Croatia, and then the holders defeat Argentina with a player called Dude scoring the goal. It's an all-South American semi-final apart from Norway. And the Norwegians do it, a second World Cup final for them. You'd love to see it. And they'll face Brazil, so we can't even say we lost to the eventual winners. But you know what? We can say we've previously managed the eventual winners, because it's actually happened. The miracle. Norway have won the World Cup. What a shame I'm not in charge anymore. They've absolutely FM Brazil here as well, only to win on penalties. You know, I don't even care that we got knocked out now. That is spectacular. It's all worth it. I'm claiming at least partial responsibility for this as well. Wow. But as for us, I don't know if I will be sacked, but I'm off anyway. This team needs fresh blood brought through, and that's not something I have the energy for. I'm not saying I've wasted the last 4 years in ultimate failure, but I'll leave that to you. Looking at the vacancies, we probably would have been sacked regardless. Now, my preference would be Australia, but their manager's not been sacked despite a group stage exit, so we'll see if we can force the Aussie FA into action here. Probably not. Otherwise, this is a bit of a crossroads. We obviously still need to win in Europe, so England and France would seem logical, and Brazil too for South America. There's decent players for Ivory Coast, DR Congo, Chile, and even China. Maybe we won't get any job offers though. Maybe we won't. Oh wow, I mean, well, okay, cool, great. I've never been this popular. I mean, obviously England would make sense from a nationalistic perspective. France or Brazil would also be logical picks. Brazil especially look insane. They're the best team in the world, but we need to go to Africa at some point, and Ivory Coast still have a decent squad too. It's a difficult choice. I mean, last time my head said Australia, but my heart said Italy and all those amazing yet actually terrible players. This time, my head is saying Brazil. I mean, look at all these guys. It'll be the sack if we don't win the Copa America, but I think we have to take it.